I want to break down the word image. And you can think of image the way you want to think of it, but when I think of image, I think about not just how I look, but I think about, more importantly, who I am as a person, right? So my question to you right now is, if you could paint a masterpiece, right, masterpiece of your life, of you, what would that masterpiece look like? What would it look like? Like, what would you be doing? What would be your mindset, right? What would be your habits that you have? What would be the routines that you set? Think about that, because I want you to paint a picture. If you're a great artist, maybe you can actually do it. I suck at drawing. I can't even draw stick figures. My daughter draws better than me. But if you're a great artist, maybe you can do that. You can just see yourself and write down these things and be creative so you can see it every single day, right? The image of your greatness, the image of being the greatest you. What does that look like? Because if you don't visualize these things, it's hard to ever make those things a reality in your life. Like, you got to visualize vividly, something that I talk about all the time. You have to visualize. You have to see yourself as that person. Okay, so let's dive right into this. So the I for image stands for innovation. Okay? The thing that I love about myself is that I became an innovator in the space that I'm in. You might say, well, what does that mean? Like, what does it mean that you're an innovator? Well, it means that I chose to be myself. And I know we think of innovation, you might think, oh, I have to create something crazy or create something spectacular. No, that could be a part of it. But what I want you to do is, I want you to dare to be different. You know, we live in a society right now where, you know, it's so easy on social media to be like everybody else. Right? Some of you might even see me and be like, oh, that's what I have to be and look like and do to be successful. So I'm going to be like Trent. Absolutely not. I would never encourage you to be like me. Right? Nothing wrong with me, by the way. But I want you to be the greatest version of yourself. Right? So dare to be different. So when you look out there and you see similarities, you see everybody doing the same things, you see everybody talking the same, everybody posting the same, everybody doing everything, you know, alike. And I get it, success leaves clues. I'm not telling you to be ignorant to success. But what is it about you that makes you different? Right? What's that magnet, as I talk so often about you, that makes you stand out? You got to know what your magnet is. You got to know the thing that separates you from everybody else. And for some of us, that could be, you know, for me, people say, Trent, it's how real you are. It's how passionate you are. It's how much you care. It's your humility. That's what separates you. You might say, well, how do I figure that out? One of the best ways to find out your magnet is super simple. Ask the people around you. Ask the people who know you. And ask them, like, what is it about me that's different? What is it about me that, maybe it's the color of your hair or your eyes, right, on the super surface level, just kidding. But maybe it's how you understand things. Maybe it's how you organize things. Maybe it's how creative you are with certain things. So you get it, right? Dare to be different, whatever that is. Dare to raise the bar. Right? Maybe it's your environment. Maybe it's your surroundings, that everything has been the same in your family, in your generations, and your friends. Like, everybody's doing the same things. And maybe you're afraid to actually step out. Maybe you're afraid to give that idea. Maybe you're afraid to create something new. Because being similar to everybody else is comfortable. I get it. Right? You don't want to make people uncomfortable. Listen to me. If you're trying to improve your image, if you're trying to be an innovator, being an innovator means that you're pushing the envelope. Means that everybody isn't going to agree with you. Means that you're going to make people uncomfortable. Means that people are going to call you crazy. People aren't going to get you. That's a part of it. Okay? So raise the bar. My thing is, like, why follow the trend when you have the ability to make the crowd follow you? I've always thought about that. You know, we follow crowds and we follow what everybody's doing. You know, I like to change my name to Trendsetter, right? Instead of Trendsetter, Trendsetter. So I like to do something different. I don't like to do what everybody else is doing all the time, because I know in order for me to be the greatest me, I have to tap into that soul of myself to be able to say, okay, let me pull out this creativity even when people don't get it. I mean, some of you watch my spoken word, Divided States of America. My guy Shane pushed me to do it, pushed me to put it out there, and we challenged people. It wasn't the most like message ever. Obviously, people had different views because of politics, and some people unfollowed me. but I wanted to push the envelope. I wanted to raise the bar. I wanted to do something different. So when it comes to being an innovator doesn't think change who I am to be accepted. An innovator doesn't think that. They don't think, oh, I'm going to change who I am so everybody can love me, everybody can support me, I can make everybody comfortable. An innovator doesn't think change who I am to be accepted. We think be who I am and make them accept me. And that's a journey in itself because everybody's not going to get you at first. You know, everybody's not going to like you at first. Everybody's not going to like you anyway, but everybody's not going to like you at first. And I see a lot of people become afraid to be that innovator, to become afraid to have that innovator mindset because of the backlash, because of the fear that people won't like them. No, but when you stay loyal to your vision, when you stay loyal to that thing, when I started RehabTime, people didn't get it. A lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people didn't agree with it. And it's okay because I didn't expect them to agree with it. An innovator knows that they have a vision that most people won't see. And it's okay. It doesn't make them bad people because they don't see your vision. But it makes you insane, right? It makes you insane if you don't give your vision to the world because you're expecting everybody else to see it. And I talked about this on the podcast, that I think one of the worst mistakes an innovator or anybody can make is going to bring their vision to the people closest to them. Because the people closest to you are probably going to be the ones that see your vision the least because they're used to you. You know, go listen to that podcast. We'll talk about it in training at some point. An innovator also thinks about purpose, right? We don't think results all the time. Now, I'm not telling you to be ignorant to results and ignore, you know, certain metrics or analytics because that can give you valuable feedback and information as you grow some or change something in your life. But you're not so locked into results. Results can lie. Like, I want you to understand that. They can lie, right? Results can tell you that, oh, this isn't meant for your life, or this idea isn't good, or, you know, changing things in your life to become a better version of yourself because people aren't supporting it. It was the wrong decision. Right? How many of you watching this right now can agree with that, right? You had times in your life where the results didn't go the way you wanted, and you might have tucked your tail in and ran away from the change that you know you need to make, or the business idea that you wanted to create and you never created it because certain results. You guys know my story, and if you don't, I mean, just briefly, like when I first started my speaking engagements, it wasn't nobody there at all, except my friends and my family. It was like 2 rows of people. When I would go do live conversations, it would literally be a room of 15 people there at most. And if you go by like the metrics of success, right, those results were telling me that this wasn't meant for my life. Those results were telling me that, oh, you're not supposed to be doing what you're doing. But I never believed results. What I did was believe purpose. I believe the passion in my heart. I believe the feeling that I had. And so when you have that feeling, and it's a feeling that's hard to explain, but when you're doing something like right now, this feeling I'm having in coaching you guys and creating this, like I'm tired. I'll be honest with you. I was traveling. I've been sick. I'm traveling tomorrow. And I was like, man, I got to do TIC coaching. But as soon as the camera turned on, right, all that tiredness goes away. And I'm super locked in. Like one of those moments in your life where when you're doing something, and we'll talk about purpose at a later date in a more in depth, but when you're doing something, because I want you to think about this as an innovator, having an innovator mindset, where you feel like you ever, like I used to rap, right? And I remember we would rap and we would make these songs and we wouldn't even eat. Like we'll go in there, it'd be morning when we come outside. We would lose track of time because we were so locked into what we were creating that nothing else mattered. And so I want you to find that in your life, whatever it is, whatever you want to innovate, whatever you want to do, like find that place of creation. And I promise you, it'll serve your life in a way that nothing else can serve your life, okay? So innovators think like that. So real quick, okay, I want to talk about 10 characteristics of an innovator, okay? 10 things I want to share with you. So write these down as I read these off real quick. Number 1, okay, as an innovator, and these things, listen, these things are common sense. But common sense isn't always common practice. I'm always going to tell you guys common sense stuff. Like, I really want you to be like, duh, Trent. But I want you to be like, dang, why ain't I doing that? Okay, I never want to give you guys a whole bunch of stuff that sounds good and it just sounds like super in-depth and it's really just the simplest thing in the world, okay? So I try to simplify things as much as I can. So number one, you have to be yourself, period, okay? You have to be yourself because yourself is enough. You try to be something else, you're not innovating, you're a copycat, period, okay? Number two is you gotta know your why, okay? That's something that I've talked about a lot. Knowing your why, what's the reason why you do what you do? What's the reason why you want to create? What's the reason why you want to change your life? What's the reason why you want to be better? Because the deeper the reason, the deeper the commitment, right? So when times get hard, right, when those results aren't showing up the way you want them to show up, instead of getting down by those things, you get energized by those things. You get motivated. You get motivated when nobody's watching the video that you created at the time, or nobody's showed up for the event that you did or whatever. It motivates you. It doesn't kill your spirit. It actually fuels your spirit, okay? So you have to know your why. What's the reason why? So if I asked you right now, what's the reason why you want to do what you do? What's the reason why you want to be the greatest you? If you can't answer that clearly, and it doesn't bring tears to your eyes almost when you talk about it, your why isn't strong enough. Because if you don't have a strong why, I promise you're going to have weak actions. You're going to throw in the towel, you're going to quit, you're going to fold when times get hard. Even with signing up for TIC, I've asked people, like, what's the reason why you signed up? And if your why is weak, more than likely you're not going to watch the trainings, you're going to quit, you're going to give up before the end of the year. Okay, so know your why. Number three, live your vision. Live it every single day. Live your vision until your vision becomes your reality. That's the point of having a dream. That's the point of having a vision. People love to talk about, oh, I have this dream, I have this dream. Even Martin Luther King, he had a dream, right? But his whole dream was to make that dream become reality, become vision. If you're not working to turn that dream into reality, what's the point of having a dream? It's pointless, right? What's the point of having a vision if you're not working to turn that vision into reality? So you have to live your vision. You have to operate as if you were already there. I'm not telling you to be ignorant to where you're at because you have to put in the work to actually get to where you want to be, but you live that vision. You see yourself, you visualize yourself. I visualize myself talking to people, thousands of people. So when I actually did it, I was happy, but I wasn't surprised. So visualize, right? Vision is key in your life. Number four, be consistent. Okay, consistency is your superpower. Y'all know how I feel about consistency. Like if you're not consistent, you're not reliable. If you're not reliable, you're not a trustworthy person. Just facts, okay? Number five, be selfless. As an innovator, you're a creator. As a creator, I feel every creator should be selfless because you're giving something to the world to help the world or to better someone. You know, I don't want you innovating things that make the world a worse place. So I don't want you trying to be something that isn't going to contribute to making the world a better place, okay? So you have to be selfless, okay, in everything that you do. And the more you're selfless, I promise you the more good things will come back to you. It's just the law of life, okay? Number six, you have to be purpose-driven, right? We're not focused on results right now. We're not focused on numbers right now. We're focused on purpose. We're locked in on purpose so much that purpose is the steering wheel that's driving the car, that's driving the vehicle, right? It's not money, it's not followers, it's not anything of those things. It's actually purpose. Because when purpose leads your life is going to go to the place that it's meant for it to be the most effective, okay? Number seven is set standards, right? Every innovator sets standards in their life. And standards are boundaries, right? Where you don't budge. It's things that you live by. It's your lifestyle. So what's the standards in your life? A lot of times we don't know our standards. We say we do, but every time somebody gives us a chance to lower our standards to meet them at their level, we do. That's not what innovators do. Innovators keep their standards high because we know if somebody really wants to be in our life or a part of what we do, then they're not going to want to make us lower our standards. They're going to raise their standards to meet us at our level. Okay, so set standards and know your standards and live your standards and don't have your standards budge for anybody. Number eight is innovators, they live on loyalty. Okay, live on loyalty. Be a loyal person. Be a person that is solid, as I like to say. Be a person that people can count on. Don't be a person that's fickle. Don't be a person that lies. Don't be a thief. Don't be none of that because if you are, you shouldn't be a part of that circle anyway. And if you are, you need to change that, okay, period. Like be a person that lives on loyalty. Be a loyal person because I'm sure a lot of you expect loyalty, but if you're not giving it, then you can't expect what you're not able to give. Number nine is create opportunity. Innovators create opportunity. What does that mean? It means that you're selfless, right? It means that you're creating opportunities for other people. Offer your gift, offer your dream, offer your vision. If your dreams are just about you, then your dreams are selfish and your dreams are not big enough. You understand that? If your vision is just about you, if you're only thinking about yourself, then it's not big enough. If you're only thinking about, oh, I want to get rich just because I want to do whatever to please me, then your vision is small. Your dream is very minimal. It's minimalized. All right, I need you to expand that. I need you to want to create opportunities for other people. Give other people an opportunity to shine and grow and help people with their dreams and their gifts that will always come back to you. And last but not least, which kind of ties into creating opportunity for people, is multiply your purpose. And that's pretty simple. Multiplying your purpose means that you're giving it to someone else. Means that you're inspiring someone else. You know, my greatest joy is when somebody comes up to me and says, Trent, you know, you inspired me to do this. You inspired me to change my life. You inspired me to, you know, start this business, or you inspired me to be a better father. That's called multiplying your purpose, and that's what life is about. So what I want you to do, I want you to write down those 10 things. I want you to think about those 10 things, and I want you to write down this quote. Every idea is just a dream until someone wakes up and makes it reality. Because some of us, we live in our impossibility mindset. Some of us right now are thinking, Trent, that's easy for you to say because you're doing this. No, I know how it feels to start something. I know how it feels to have something that's impossible. But you got to realize everything you see in life was once a dream, right? Until somebody woke up, got tired of sleeping, got tired of dreaming, and they woke up and they made it a reality. And impossible only exists. Impossibility is the word impossible, only exists to the person who doesn't try. That's it. Of course it's impossible if you never try. Go try, right? Go be an innovator.